welcome to another video. I've been a bit quiet on the terms of videos recently. Certainly I've done one for my holiday in Portugal. One reason why I've been a bit quiet. Second reason was that the GoPro Hero 8 was playing up with the microphone with the medium model playing up, so wasn't able to do narration in the helmet, which for me is a must. Don't like voiceovers. It's very, very windy today, so I hope you can hear this alright. If not, this will be going in the bin. So the main reason why I've not done any videos is because I've had a lot of trials and tribulations of owning a Pan America. So at the end of September I took my son to Air Cadets, and on the way back a very significant knocking appeared from the top of the engine. This felt terminal, and indeed it was. So the bike I had recovered to Lind Harley Davidson from Swindon, which is where I bought the bike from. Harley Assist would only take it to a local garage, which was Blade Abingdon, which I didn't want it going there because I'm not a fan of Blade. I'm not saying anything wrong with that particular dealership, but the ones in Swindon I'm not a fan of, so I didn't want us to go with Blade. But anyway, that's a different story. So the bike went off, they assessed it. It was deemed that a time and chain tensioner had failed, and there was ovaling on the bolts of the crank. Now it was going to take 3 to 4 months to get me a new engine for the bike. And you'll see there was a video I did about the breakout. Well, that was the bike they gave me, which is a beautiful bike, but just not suitable for me at all. No sprint wind protection and so on, and I'm just blooming uncomfortable. Beautiful bike though. I'd love to keep one, but only to take it out for half an hour to an hour in the sunshine and then put it back in the garage. Couldn't take it out on a day like today. I'd just be scared to death of it. The handling is atrocious. It really is atrocious. It just drifts in the corners and you don't feel in control of it. But anyway, back to the Pan America. The solution was, after I'd not made a complaint, but I put my feelings in writing, let's face it. Some of you might know that I've got heart disease after a serious heart attack in 2018. I suffer with fatigue, and stress affects me quite badly. So the situation was starting to stress me out. I didn't feel like the situation was going to improve for months, and I couldn't bear to deal with riding the breakout on a daily basis to work, which is what I use a bike for. So putting that in writing, the solution was that Harley Davidson UK and Lind Harley Davidson were going to swap me into this bike, this Pan America. So I was like, brilliant, you know, a perfect solution as far as I'm concerned, because this one's got a few accessories on it, but it's not that really matters much. I could have bought those anyway, but it has got the adaptive ride height, which mine didn't have. Now I didn't really need it, and I still don't really need it, but having had this with adaptive ride height, I really like it. It works really, really well. You rarely notice it going up and down. Sometimes you do, sometimes you don't, but generally you don't notice it. So perfect solution, or was it? Well, I left it with them for a week to get the paperwork sorted, get the bike prepped. It was PDI'd, cleaned, and I went up, delivered the breakout back and rode this home. Wonderful. Felt like that was the end of the issues. 2 days later, I went off after work to go and pick up new Alpine Stars trousers, which I'm very pleased with. But the bike didn't start. Come out the shop after 5 minutes, the bike wouldn't start. I was like, no! So I rang Harley Assist. They were then going to come and collect the bike. This was like 5 PM. Said 3 hours to go and collect the bike. And I thought, you know what? I'm only sort of 3 or 4 miles from home. I rang my wife, walked around the corner, went to the nice pub called the Kembury in Swindon, and we had dinner. About 7:30 I went back to the bike out of curiosity, went to start it, fired up straight away. I was like, for God's sake, what's going on here? So cancelled the recovery, rode home, rang Harley in the morning. They said, no problem, we'll sort that out for you. There must be a problem with it, but it's an intermittent problem, which is the hardest problem to find. So, cut a long story short, I took the bike back to Reading, took a half day's leave from work, rode all the way home. Bike failed on the way home. I was not pleased, and in fact Richard and Carl Harley Davidson, massive thank you to you guys. You've done a fantastic job, kept me in the loop all the time and worked your hardest. I can't recommend these guys enough. They were completely gobsmacked and embarrassed that this bike failed on me. So had the bike recovered, and this is where it gets really, really silly. Harley Assist picked it up on the Friday night. We're going to deliver it to Reading on Saturday. They didn't deliver it on Saturday. They said, when I rang them and asked them what was going on, they said, oh, we're going to deliver it on Monday. Couldn't do it today. And well, they're closed on Monday, you can't deliver it Monday. So that information didn't get back to the recovery company because it's all subcontracted out, and basically the bike went to Reading on the Monday. I need to go back to the Cotswolds on the back of the wagon, and then back again on Wednesday because they couldn't deliver it Tuesday. So I'd said to them that, you know, you're going to have to give me a vehicle because I can't get to work. So they kindly gave me a car for 2 days, and because because the bike didn't get to Reading until Wednesday when the hire car was due to go back, I said you're going to have to extend it. So they did, and they extended it over 2 days, and in the end I've had it for about a week. Excuse me, so I'm just getting over a cold. So I handed the car back yesterday. Eventually the bike went to Reading. They spent hours on it, checking things, testing it. It came up with a fault on the crank position sensor, which was the resolution for that is to clean all the contacts relating to that and relating to the starter motor and so on, which they did, and they've put some contact grease on them to hopefully protect them as well. They weren't happy that that was the problem, so they kept the bike for another day, kept testing it. They said they had a feeling it was an issue with the right hand switchgear here. So eventually they found a fault with that switchgear. It failed on that switchgear, so they've replaced the switchgear. Finally got the bike back last Wednesday. It's now Sunday, and fingers crossed, so far so good. The bike is perfect, you know. So if you wonder why I haven't been on the I haven't released any videos, that's why, because the Pan Americas not been very good to me. But fingers crossed, you know, now it will be absolutely fine.